We're here today on the beef market update on RealAgriculture.com with Ann Dunford from the Gateway Livestock Exchange. Good afternoon, Ann.
Hi, Sean.
Okay, Ann, let's talk about fat cattle prices in the short term. What have you been seeing this week?
Well, last week was a disastrous week, so I'm happy to report we have seen some better pricing this week already. Locally here in Alberta, I'd say $1 higher live, $2 dressed, and the trade in Kansas today was $2 higher than last week. Was the bottom last week? Is the bottom in for this winter low? I guess time will tell if we're going to test it again in January or not, but it does look like here heading into the Christmas period, inventories have been cleaned up a little bit, and we have been able to recoup some of the loss that happened last week. So we'll look forward to January and see if we can keep it on the up and up for now.
Do we have a good chance that to keep this momentum and kind of carry this through for a couple months?
To be really blunt, Sean, I think we got 30 days of some challenges in January just from inventory, large inventory supplies. One of the things that's happened here in December with the February board becoming a premium month over December, some cattle have been shifted into January, February for marketing that maybe should have gone here in December. Granted, weather was tough and it set cattle back a little bit, but I wouldn't suggest that we're out of supplies for January. So January is going to be a challenge month to get through. Once we get past that, the inventory data that we've been watching for cattle on feed placements keeps telling us that numbers are going to reduce as we get past this period in time.
So last week we had the cattle on feed report in Alberta, Saskatchewan. Is there any quick tidbits to pull out of that?
Well, the first points would be cattle on feed numbers on DEES1 were down 5%. That's exactly where they were on November the 1st, so that's holding steady. Placement numbers in the month of November were up a little bit, again confirming the fact we've been watching all fall as these cattle have stayed in Alberta and Saskatchewan. They've gone on feed, whereas last year we exported a pile of feeder cattle at this time. So even though total inventory is down, smaller calf crop, we're keeping more cattle here on feed. So on feed numbers, or placement numbers especially, in the short period have kind of been pointing us in that direction.
So we've got a U.S. cattle on feed report coming out later this week. What are some of the expectations from that report?
That report is going to probably continue to say about a 1% increase for numbers on feed in the U.S. on December the 1st. Also looking at placements dropping there now starting with this report. So I think two things. We're going to go into 2010 with slightly more numbers, but as we go through 2010, you're going to see that on-feed number continue to drop. Again, sheer calf crop size is going to reduce the numbers that we can place on feed.
So we've got the report coming out at the end of the week. We talked a little bit about the next couple of months or some of the challenges. As we look forward to spring, is spring going to be happy or is spring going to be disappointing?
Well, here's the story, and we faced this all through 2009. The supply story gets more friendly in second quarter to 2010. We won't place as many cattle against the second quarter. We haven't already. The calf crop was smaller to place against that period of time, even though our yearly numbers were up. So that's a situation. That is normally when we'd start to see some increase in demand as we go into spring grilling season. And the question marks still surround how is the U.S., how is North America going to come out of this demand challenge we faced in this recession? So we've got some question marks. When do those things start to happen? Of course, we've had some good news on the export side. Remember, demand isn't just what happens here in Canada and the U.S. Demand is also what our export markets are doing. And Hong Kong's going to be a positive thing for both here in Canada especially, for all product now, not just the under 30 boneless going. So we've got some good news, and those things should continue to light some interest as we go forward in 2010. I'm going to remain optimistic on exports. So
how long, with the situation in Hong Kong, how long do we really feel the sort of benefits in the market from that kind of deal?
My understanding, Sean, is this one will be quick. It's not like we're opening a new market. We've had Hong Kong open for under 30 boneless. Now it's just adding another item, another list of items that we can export. So we're not having to, recertify plants or do anything like that. My understanding, this is quick, and we should have some benefit very soon as far as impact on demand goes.
Well, that's perfect. So the other thing I wanted to ask you, Ann, is Christmas is coming. If you, as a person in the cattle business, what would be the one thing that you would ask for Christmas?
Well, I've already wrote my Christmas letter, Sean, and I asked for an 85-cent dollar and increase in beef demand.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Ann. We'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
Thanks, Sean.